Hi guys, right, I did sort of have a different video planned for today, but we've had a bit of a busy day today, so I might be doing that on Wednesday depending on how the hubby feels, because it pertains to what happened roughly this time last year with him, because we've never fully gone into exactly what happened. As you guys know, he went in hospital, he was very ill, he came out of hospital and it took him a while to recover. So we will go into that when he's feeling a bit better. But we've been out. We're out from 8:30 this morning, and I think we got home about about 3. Not about 3:15. We got home because he had an appointment. Then we nipped into town to get a few things, and then I had an appointment as well because we both had appointments at the hospital. So it's been an exhausting day, so I am going to cover the hour-long real stream news, Joy Sparkle, yes, with Kaylee and Vegan Students on Friday, because I'll probably do the video on the research for that on Thursday, because we've got nothing planned for Thursday other than tidying, so I have nothing planned for that day. So we'll probably do that. I'll probably do that on Thursday, ready for Friday. Wednesday, like I said, we might do the video I originally had planned for tonight, or I might do something a little bit lighter, because this topic sort of continues the trend I've had. I think pretty much every week I've uploaded, I've had at least one story that involves people being absolutely horrendous to children. Now, this case is worse than Daddy 05 and marginally worse than 7 Awesome Kids. Because I think 7 Awesome Kids was more emotional abuse, whereas this is more physical. Now, there are facts I've heard in Philip DeFranco's video and in the JK News videos, which will be linked, that I couldn't find in the articles that I found. So when I refer to those facts, I'll tell you which facts they are, and then you can refer back to their videos and check them out. Because Phil has covered this. I was going to cover this last week, but I had a full gamut last week, because I wanted to cover some of the Joy stuff last week. So this week I thought I'll let it die down a bit. I'll let some of the more of the facts come out before I put my 2 pence in there. And we will discuss this case. I have my new hot chocolate in my hand to help keep me calm. So hopefully that'll help keep me calm. On 15th of this month, 15th of March 2019, Michelle Hobson, Michelle spelled strange, it's spelled M-A-C-H-E-L-L-E, and I know how Michelle spelled because that's my middle name. So, was arrested, and she's 45 years old, for repeatedly abusing her 7 adopted children. She would do this if they didn't perform in her videos, and if they didn't perform to her standards in her videos. And we're not talking about a scolding, or by that I mean a verbal telling off. I don't mean go to your room, no Xbox, blah blah blah. And we're talking a lot worse than that. She had a very successful channel called Fantastic Adventures, where she'd do scripted skits. The channel was taken down last Wednesday at 1:30. So YouTube have taken it down, which is a good thing. Which YouTube said if the channel is found to portray abuse, and if it's outright abuse, they'll shut the channel down straight away, but provide any backlog of information to the authorities should the authorities ask for it, because YouTube obviously have servers where they backlog stuff for months. or they do it when there's a conviction, which is what happened with Daddy05. His channels were taken down once he had a conviction. But this one, they've taken him down already because of the severity of the investigation. Her 2 adult children were also arrested for, in the case, for not reporting the abuse, which is actually a crime. If you knowingly not report a crime such as child abuse, then it's, I think it's perverting the course of justice and something else. Child, and in this case I think it would be classed as child endangerment as well. Now, the main article I found did say that this was it was the most recent of several channels that have been found. There was one channel, I'm not going to name it, that was investigated and they found nothing. But there have been other channels that have been investigated, such as Daddy05 and 7 Awesome Kids, that have been found to have child abuse involved in either the making of the videos or the videos themselves, and appropriate action has been taken. The abuse consisted of being pepper sprayed, locked in a closet, without food, water or access to the restroom. The pepper spraying wasn't just in the face, it was in the genitalia. And this is something I think I heard from JK News. I think Tiff managed to find a source where they said that one of the children, the woman had pinched one of the children's one of the boys' nether regions so hard that it bled, because they didn't learn the lines. A statement doesn't specify the ages of the children involved, but several who appeared in the videos that were available up until Wednesday appeared to be under the age of 10. They were punished if they didn't obey Hobson's orders, forgot their lines, or making mistakes in any way. So, coming in too early or saying the line too early before somebody else has said another line, and things like that. That's the sort of thing she will punish you for. The channel was taken, yeah, I've said that. YouTube are working, have said to be, because they released a statement with regards to this as well. They are working with leading child safety organisations and others to protect young people, particularly children, especially when you have so many young children involved with YouTube. Family vloggers, you have channels like 7 Awesome Kids, like this channel, like Daddy05, where the children are involved in pranks that they shouldn't be involved in, that children are having pranks done on them that are pretty much emotional abuse. YouTube are trying. They have done a huge crackdown on inappropriate language and comments on videos which include children. And they're also being very mindful of the videos where the children are doing stuff that children do, like gymnastics and things like that, but that somebody who is that way inclined could see as something else, which a lot of people do. YouTube are trying, but there is no one to contact at YouTube if you feel that that child is in genuine risk. The only reason why flagging doesn't work, because if you flag a video as child abuse or child manipulation or child endangerment or anything like that, YouTube will either demonetize the video, demonetize the channel, or delete the channel or delete the video. But they will not do anything more than that, which is weird to me, because YouTube have the information to be able to say, right, this video has questionable behaviour in it. We know where this family have registered their address as. So why can't they get in touch with the local police in that area and say, look, this is the situation, we've got this video that these particular people have uploaded to the channel, they're registered in your area with regards to our payments system. can you check if they're in your area, and if so, can you look into this? They don't have that in place. They should, because of the amount of children that are on YouTube at the minute. The amount of children have channels that they do themselves, and it's like, there needs to be something within YouTube that tries to protect these children. YouTube's saying that they're working with industry specialists. They're working with specialists in the field of child protection. But in as many years, this is the third big case where somebody has been arrested and charged with child abuse relating to a YouTube channel alone. Like I've said in previous videos, wherever you find social media, you will find child abuse anywhere. Purely because it is a lot more rampant than we want it to be. It's a lot more rampant than we'd like it to be. And while we keep trying to fight it, it's continuing because it's a perpetual circle. Like I say, not all people who are victims become offenders, but sometimes that does happen. But you also have other people that weren't a victim, that have never been a victim of abuse, but become offenders. This case is one of the worst. I'd actually say this is worse than Daddy of 5. Which, Daddy of 5 was bad enough. I think this one is a hell of a lot worse. And the only reason why the whole Daddy of 5 thing got addressed was because people like Philip, Boogie, Daz Games, and a lot of others, me included, spoke up and said, something's not right. Something's not right. Those two children, Claudie and Emma, were being treated so disrespectfully in that household, and they were being treated so badly in that house that it was insane for anybody to leave a child like that in that house, because those two children were at risk in that house. Claudie's behaviour was a prime sign of that was something wrong, but it took a huge campaign, a huge online campaign on YouTube for the mainstream media to get involved, and it was only when the mainstream media got involved that the police got involved. When the police had already been told. But I think they just dismissed it as, oh, it's just the mother claiming something that's not true. And Mike might have even tried to talk them into that. But if they'd have seen the videos, they'd have seen it otherwise. But when the 7 Awesome Kids thing came out, 2 of the people that actually were the ones that got the guy arrested, they said that they had nobody to report this to, because there's nobody at YouTube you can report it to. YouTube don't have a phone number or an email address where you can get in contact with them and say, look, this channel's got videos of this context and this content, and I'm worried that the children are in an unsafe environment. There isn't that there, and there isn't a way for the child, other than going to the police, for the child to turn around and say, this isn't right, I'm being treated badly, all because this dude wants money off YouTube. And if I don't give him what he wants, he's not going to let me do the channel, which means the prospective future on YouTube is then tainted. YouTube needs to set something up where when you report a video of child endangerment, child manipulation, child abuse, that when you flag a video like that, they actually have a department that then looks at the video from possibly the people in that area, or former FBI agents or former police officers, people who specialise in this area, the area of child abuse, and then they then assess the video and see whether it's emotionally abusive, psychologically abusive, whatever. Even if it's just a psychiatrist who can then look at the video and say, yeah, there's something wrong with that, then they report it to the appropriate people. But that's what YouTube needs to do. But if they'll do it or not, I don't know. because the thing with YouTube is the amount of content that will probably get reported on a daily basis to YouTube with relation to child engagement would probably be pretty high, so they'd need a big department, so it would cost them money. And it's like, yeah, but the fact that incidents like this are constantly happening, and every time something like this happens, it triggers a reduction in ads. Because we already had the reduction in ads happen because of the inappropriate comments and the inappropriate, essentially, the inappropriate comments left on family vlogs and videos with children in. That already caused a lot of companies to get a bit squeamish about about putting ads on YouTube. Then this happens again for the third year fucking running. Considering we had 2 last year, and God knows how many the year before. And it's what, the 3rd month of the year, and we've already had one. What? YouTube need to do something, because in the end, if they don't, it's going to cost them the whole business. Because people are seeing YouTube as an easy way to make money, and a lot of people are thinking that the best way for them to make money is, in this case, I'll adopt 7 kids, make them do skits, and if they don't do it to the quality that I want them to do it as, I'm going to beat 7 bells of shit out of them. At the end of the day, YouTube need to do something, because it's happening too much, it's happening too often. And if YouTube don't do something, it's going to come back and bite them hard. Time will tell what will happen, but I don't think it's going to be an easy fix, not by a long shot. So but yeah, I'm going to edit this and upload it. Probably still leave most of the mistakes, because I usually do anyway. I've got a lot going on at the minute. This isn't, people probably don't have stopped watching by this point, but for those that carry on watching all the way through, hi. I'm doing a lot of things at the hospital at the minute, so if I do my video and I'm a bit knackered, that's why. So, because I'm doing a weight management thing, but they don't just talk about weight, they talk about other stuff. So I had part of it today, so I'm a bit... And then I've got other appointments that I have to sort out as well. And he's been discharged from one set at the hospital, but the other set he'll be seeing indefinitely, so... But yeah, it's just exhausting. Really is exhausting. At the minute, it's like I said, we left the house at 8:30, and we got back at about 3:15. And then we had a rest. I've just had some noodles. And then I'm going to edit this. I'm going to get him up here to help sort the bed out, and then I'm going to have an early night because I'm going back at the hospital again tomorrow. Luckily he works nights, but he's off this week. He's downstairs playing on his Xbox at the minute. We had to get him a new one because his other one broke. So, but he said, it's alright, because next time we have a bit of spare money, we'll get you what you need, which is, I need a new tripod because I'm using a cheap, crappy one. I'll show you, because I have 2 of them. I have got 2 of them, but I have 2 of them. It's one of these. This is what you're sat on. So I need to get a proper one. So, and I found one that I like, and it costs about the same as this Xbox did. So, and it sits about the same height, but it won't be as wobbly as the table, so it'll be a bit more stable. So yeah, there's all that going on at the minute. So if for the next, well, the whole thing's 12 weeks, but for the next, especially for the next 4 or 5, if I'm a bit weird, it's because there's a lot going on behind the scenes with hospital, and like I said, I'm pretty much back and forth like a yo-yo at the minute with both of us. So, although more at the minute, so, which considering this time last year we were there a lot for him, so it's fine. It swings and roundabouts. So the rest of the week, Wednesday is either a video about him or I'll try and cover something a bit lighter. And then Friday will be joy because I'll do the research for that on Thursday because there's nothing doing on Thursday other than tidying. So I can research that, recover from that, because Joy's voice grains on me. And then next week we'll start again. I'm hoping I get a week soon where I don't have to talk about fucking child abuse. One day I might actually give you the reason why I'm so gung-ho about trying to protect children. One day. Not right now, but one day I might. It's one of the things I'm working on at the minute. So, but yeah, stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you on Wednesday.